Hey guys, Zerkaa here and welcome back to my Millwall career mode series, and we are obviously starting off in our new season, and you can see we have a quick look at our youth squad and see how our players in our youth squad have actually developed so far. And I think I made a few changes, got rid of a few players that wasn't going to reach a decent enough potential of above 80, so that guy was only going to reach a 76 maximum potential, and that's why I said you always have to be careful with the players that you sign from those scouting reports, because sometimes you have a player that has a very high maximum potential, but then as soon as you actually sign him and he stays there for like 1 or 2 months, he suddenly just goes to a player that only has a maximum of 76 potential. Because obviously, the more and more the scout looks at him, and the more you learn about him, the more accurate the result is. And sometimes it can go up, sometimes it can go down. So that's why you always have. That's why sometimes you guys get confused with my logic of who I sign, who I don't sign. You just have to be very careful and wary and see what kind of players. I think it's just have to go on with your gut feeling sometimes. So we got our scout report again from England, and there's got another like nice set of players going on again. And loads of you guys have always said to me that if you send out the scout into the actual nation that he's from, so if you have an English scout and you send him to England, he's much more inclined to find a good player, or good players in general. Usually finds players of above a certain rating, usually above 75, according to you guys anyway. And so far that seems to be, I guess kind of right, because when I've sent this guy out to England, he has come back and he has given me the best results. You see here, you can see that the board have said they wasn't crazily satisfied with me, because obviously I said I was going to qualify for Europa League, which I believe I did, because I came 6th, right? So that means I have. For some reason, they wasn't happy with me, because apparently I didn't meet my objectives, so they're going to review my performance. So that could have been worrying, but luckily they held on to me and didn't sack me. Imagine how embarrassing that would have been if they had sacked me in this job, especially when I had done so well, purely because I had set the objectives higher so I could get some more money, and I didn't even use that money in the end. I think we've been given a transfer budget of around 16 million for the season, but they've given me some pretty tough targets. They want me to qualify for the Champions League, and they want me to win a cup of some sort, so the FA Cup final, or not the final, they want me to win the FA Cup or the Carling Cup. They want me to win one of those, as well as get to the Champions League. It's going to be a very tough season. We're going to have a look at our squad now, see our squad report, see how our squad is getting on. And I don't think in the squad report there's many changes, and you guys have clarified for me what the little things mean. So if there's a green icon next to their name, it means they have developed, like not by the name, not on the top bit, on the bottom bit, on the black part. If there's the green bit next to their name, that means they've improved since you last looked at them. And obviously there's a red, and then they've got worse since you last looked at them. So looking at this squad report, I don't think there's anything that's actually happened. No players have really changed. Obviously you can see the players that I've signed from the youth squad there. And now comes the interesting part. Do I sign players? And obviously the wage issue, because obviously a lot of my players are going to want higher wages. So obviously I went out for the key player that I need to get, regardless of how much I'm going to pay him. So I adjusted my wage budget considerably. I changed it very much in favour of the the transfer budget. I pretty much changed it all the way, so it's basically just 5 million transfer budget and the rest is wage budget. You can see there on the screen. We've got some interesting offers here. So PSG wanted to sign Benzia for 11.5 million. And you're going to see throughout the episode that PSG come in for quite a fair few of my players. For some reason PSG must have been on a bit of a spending spree. And obviously it's the end of the season, or the start of a new season, so that means we're going to look at our free agents and see who we can find. And obviously I adjusted it so as only showing players between ages 17 and 22, just to narrow the results down, because they're the kind of players you want to look for, players that are going to improve in the future. You can see this guy here, Daniel Just Canton. He's a centre mid, age 21, has a rating of 81. But it says he has a rating of 78. His estimated worth of 12. Sometimes I just develop these accents. If you tell me to repeat that accent, I can't do it. For some reason, I just come out of my voice just comes out in different accents sometimes. Yeah, so obviously going to sign him. He's valued at 12 million. I mean, if you're going to sign him, I could sell him off in January for 12 million if he lives up to the kind of rating that he's been given. You can see there, Vidal accepted my contract offer, which was a massive relief, because those of you guys are starting to scare me. You guys are saying that if you don't sign him soon, he's going to want to leave because he's going to think he's bigger than the club. So you see here again, PSG coming in for 24.5 million for Piazon. And he's valued at 19 million, so it's 5.5 million above his actual valuation. But obviously, as I said, I'm not going to be selling any of those players just because I can't. They're too good, they're too valuable to me. Obviously, yeah, I don't know actually. I guess I could, the 24.5 million, I probably could considerably improve the squad. And maybe there may come a time where I have to be clever about this, and I'll have to let someone go for the money so I can improve the rest of the squad. Because we do have a very good starting 11. But outside that starting 11 is where my team then slacks. And see here, PSG again, 36 million for David Romao, obviously Vidal, David Romero Vidal. For God's sake, stop saying obviously. You guys all pointed out everything. In the last episode, I was like, okay, so I say you guys say I say this a lot. You guys say I say this a lot. And then in the comments, for some reason, all of you guys started to point out every single thing I say a lot. And now I'm just really self-conscious of everything I say. So expect me to like try and change words midway through a sentence. So yeah, obviously, oh my, don't say it. Right, so we're looking at our scout report now, and you can see again some half decent players came in. I obviously looked at some of these players. Oh my god, I said it again. I looked at some of these players for 2 months, and some of them weren't worth carrying on looking at. Those two at the bottom there, but these guys, they all had a minimum of potential of around 64 to 67. Which means they're going to be half decent players, and they have high maximum potential. So again, I carried on looking at them, hoping that no one comes in and steals them off me. You can see here that I sent. Oh, and again, sorry for that. PSG came in again. 4 another one of players. 14.5 million for Nathan Redmond. I think PSG must have sent their scout, and so instead of going to like England, they've just gone to Millwall. And what players can we sign in Millwall that are good enough for us? And they've just literally offered us like money for every single one of our best players. You can see here, what I'm going to say is throughout the rest of this episode, you're going to see that I let out quite a lot of my players on loan, the youngsters, because you guys have all told me to do this, and it's something that I do list some players, but I don't list some of the more of the fringe players. I always list just the youngsters, and that's it, and no one really comes in for them. But this time I listed like about 10, 11 players for loan, all of my youngsters and some fringe players here and there. So I'm going to send out all of them on loan. Hopefully, some of these will turn out better throughout the season. Obviously, I got an offer for Demi Shitter, and I rejected that. And you'll be like, why have you rejected that? And what I went and did is I actually released him from the contract. He's 22 years old. He's been with us since the start. He's actually the only player that is still with us since the start of the series. I don't know why I kept him. I think every year I sent him out on loan, and he hasn't done anything, hasn't improved whatsoever. So obviously I finally just got rid of him. Just couldn't bear. There's no point of him being here. Like, he's wasting his career here. Spurs came in for an offer for Kragner, which is interesting. But I just counted it for 10 million because I knew they weren't going to pay it. But if they did, obviously it'd be a massive bonus. And I could obviously spend that 10 million on another goalkeeper. We go into our first friendly, and obviously I simmed it. You see, we're playing against Schalke, and we lost. I think we lost. Actually, no, I'm not even going to say this now because I don't even know what the actual final result was. Okay, we drew 2-2. We got a goal late on. Redmond's got that late goal. You see here, I got a loan offer for Nascimento, our left winger, and I let him go purely because you've seen that I started towards the end of that season. I adjusted it and put Bittencourt on the left mid, and it was working. I put Dementes at CDM, and it's really starting to work for me. Even though my results didn't really do too well. I mean, Nascimento is a good player, but he just needs a little bit more of improvement, a little bit more tweaking. And I think Bittencourt at the moment suits that position a lot more than he does. Bittencourt's got that pace, and he's already there and established in the team. You see here, we're playing against Bologna, and another friendly. See, Vidal picks up 2 early goals there to make it 2-0. They score a goal pretty late on to make it 2-1, but we come out on top of that friendly as well. We're now going to look at our squad report again for the second time in this episode. See, Biragi has gone up +1 since we last looked at him, and Ake has also gone up +1 since we last looked at him. And I don't know what, for some reason, when you sim games, it seems that players' potentials grow, players' overratings grow fast. It seems that you'll sim some matches and then they'll grow. And I don't really know why that is. And you see that Canton's actually gone down +2. Well, it says he's gone down +2, especially because his overall rating was actually inaccurate when he first signed. He wasn't actually the 81 rated player, he was a 78 rated player. And now you're now going to see here all these greyed out names of all the players that I've currently sent out on loan. So there's quite a fair few. I think there's like 5 or 6 so far. And we're now going to go into our last simmed friendly of this episode, and it's against Mallorca. And you're going to see that we do pretty darn good against them, to be fair. We go 2-1 up here. We then move into the second half, and Biragi picks up a goal, which is strange. He's not really someone who usually scores goals to me. And Vidal then picks up a goal as well, and Vidal then scores another goal to make it 5-1. And that game actually ends 5-1. We then get an offer for Fabian Spires, and that offer is a loan offer, I believe. Once I look at it, yeah, it's a loan offer from Chesterfield, and obviously we accept that. Finally sending out Spires on loan again after last season as well, because we've got Jed Steer and Kragner in front of him, so he's not really needed. And I'm under the impression from you guys' comments that I'm allowed to recall any of these loan signings at any point during the season. If that's wrong, then I may be screwed at some point if I get some injuries. We're going to have to try and look to strengthen the side. I mean, I've looked around for players and haven't really found anyone that picks my fancy yet. If any players you can suggest, now would be a time to leave it in the comments right now, because I'm literally not too far ahead of recording, so it'd be good for me to go out and take some of the players that you've suggested to me and sign those. If you want to check out my Southampton squad builder, click on the left hand side of the screen, and if you want to check out my second channel, then click on the right hand side of the screen. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, then please leave a like as always, and any feedback you want to give, then please leave that as well. And I shall see you guys soon. Goodbye.